Hello, welcome to Hazel's Heroes for May 1993. Hazel's Heroes is a program that's sponsored by the Hazel Park Schools and the Hazel Park Lions Club to recognize Hazel Park students in the elementary grades who have been some pretty outstanding kids. They've either done wonderful things for their school or their community, or they've been just good all-round citizens in their school buildings. So today we'd like to recognize those youngsters. This morning we're going to start by talking to some youngsters from United Oaks School. And first we have with us
Todd Papineau.
Good morning, Todd. How are you?
Fine.
Who's your teacher?
Miss Goodman.
That means you're in what grade?
Third.
Third grade. That's pretty exciting. You've done a lot of fun things this year, haven't you, with the new reading program?
Yeah.
Can you remember any of the projects that you did that went with those stories? Did you build some things?
Gingerbread house.
Did you get to eat it? No? Todd, do you know why you were selected as a Hazel Hero?
Because I helped the kids in my class. I got all my work done. And I helped the teacher.
That's wonderful. We need a lot of kids that can help other people. What kinds of things do you do that help other kids?
Like help them on their math, science, things like that.
That's great. That's really a nice thing to be able to do for other people. Got any big plans for the summer?
No.
Going to do a lot more helping around the neighborhood, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah? You like to help the neighbors and do some grass cutting or raking or things
Yeah.
like that? Well, you're just a great kid, Todd. Congratulations. Is there anybody out there that you'd like to say hello to?
No.
No? Okay. Well, nice to have you here on Hazel's Heroes, Todd. Thanks for being with us. And over here we have someone else from United Oaks School. This is?
Kathleen Mough.
Well, Catherine Mough, it's nice to have you here. And what grade are you in?
Third.
You're also in third grade. Your teacher is?
Miss Clender.
Mrs. Clender. And Mrs. Clender also shared with us, not only are you a Hazel Hero, but what else did you recently receive?
Slip that said I'm going to Washington.
That's right. You have been selected as the representative from the state of Michigan as a Jefferson Award winner. Do you remember what the Jefferson Award winner is for?
No.
Why you got that? It said because you're an outstanding citizen in your community. You've done some things with recycling that we're going to talk about in a minute, but you're going to receive the award, which is a Youth Community Service Award. That is really a neat thing. Who else gets to go to Washington with you?
I'm not sure yet.
Not sure? Well, you get to take two people, so that's really a nice trip. You're going to be a great representative for Michigan, I'm sure. But let's talk about why you're a Hazel Hero.
Because kids, they think they depend on me and I'm helpful, and that's about it.
What do you like to do that helps kids?
I like to help them on math because I'm good at that.
What kind of math are you doing right now?
Times.
You know all your times tables?
No, not really.
Which ones?
I know my 1s and my 2s, and my 3s and my 4s, 5s, all the way up to 10. And then I don't know much over 10.
Yeah, after 10 it starts to get hard, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I have a hard time remembering the ones over 10 also. You're also a member of the United Oaks Earth Team. Can you tell me what that is?
It's when you, stay at lunch on days and you talk about how you could save the Earth. And they call it Earth Team because you're always, there for lunch, and there's a lot of people there.
What can you do to save the Earth? Is there anything you'd like to share with people they should be doing?
Don't litter.
Don't litter is a good one.
And recycle. That's about it.
That's pretty good. Well, Kathy, it's wonderful to have you here from United Oaks, and good luck on your trip to Washington. I'm sure you'll be a great representative for us. Congratulations. Let's move over here, and we're going to talk to some youngsters from Roosevelt School. And from Roosevelt this morning, we have this big guy here, and your name is?
Alan Williams.
Good morning, Alan. How are you?
Fine.
Alan, do you know why you're here with us today?
Because I won the school spelling bee.
The school spelling bee. And you're in what grade?
4th.
You beat out all the 4th graders, all the 5th graders, and all the 6th graders?
Yes.
Whoa. Can I call you up and you'll spell words for me when I don't know how to spell them?
No.
No? You're not going to help me out, are you? What else do you like to do at Roosevelt? Any classes you like better than other classes?
Gym.
Gym? Who's your gym teacher?
Mr. Lane.
Mr. Lane, does he do some fun things in gym?
Yes.
Like what?
Basketball.
Ooh, I bet you're good at basketball because you're a pretty tall kid for 4th grade, too. You like basketball, and how about soccer, baseball?
No.
No, none of those. Who's your teacher over at Roosevelt?
Mr. Hall.
Mr. Hall? He's a pretty nice guy, isn't he? Does he do any good things in class?
Yes.
Like what? You think of some fun projects you've done or things that you liked?
Composting.
Composting? What's that?
Plant.
What'd you do with them? You took all the old yard waste and did what?
Made plants.
You put it in a big can, didn't you?
A milk carton.
Ah, and then you took the dirt that the compost made and you planted things, right? What kind of plant did you plant? Do you remember?
A sunflower.
Wow, is it growing now or is it all done?
My brother killed it.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, you'll have to try again, won't you? Is there anybody out there you'd like to say hi to this morning?
No.
No? Well, it's a pleasure having you here, Alan. I hope you're going to stay as good at spelling as you are right now. Thanks for being on Hazel's Heroes. And over here we have another lovely young lady from Hazel's Heroes who's all dressed up and ready to smile for us this morning. And your name is?
Danielle
Danielle what?
Hawkins.
Danielle Hawkins. Why are you a Hazel Hero? Remember? Said because you're an example of hard workers. That you've worked really hard this year and you've always applied yourself and you always finish everything, right? That's pretty important. Who's your teacher?
Mrs. Elf.
Mrs. Else. So that's what grade?
1st.
What kind of things did you do in Mrs. Else's class? Did you do some neat stuff or hard stuff?
Hard stuff all the time.
All the time. She really makes you work, What kind of things do you think you might do this summer since you've been working so hard all year?
I don't know.
You're not going to play?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you'll be out with your friends enjoying the nice weather that we've been having,
Mhm.
Well, Danielle, it's a pleasure having you here. Is there anybody you'd like to say hello to out there?
No.
Nobody watching you think you'd like to say hi to?
Mm-mm.
Well, it's been a pleasure having these students who are from Roosevelt and United Oaks. Now we're going to speak to some students who come to us from Ford School and from Hoover School. And from Ford School, I get these two big guys, nice-looking gentlemen here that we're going to talk to. And one of them happens to be the captain of the Ford School Safety Patrol. And your name is?
Brian Messer.
Nice to meet you this morning, Brian. How are you?
Fine.
Not nervous at all, I can tell.
No.
You're just a natural. We ought to have you take over up here. Brian, can you tell me why you were selected as a Hazel Hero? Bless you.
Because I show good leadership, and I'm the safety captain. I walk around to all the posts in any weather, pretty much, and because I do a pretty good job.
You must do a good job because that's exactly what they said about you from your report. What kind of things do you have to do on safeties when you walk around and check on them?
Well, I have to make sure that they have their belt on right. I have to make sure that they're crossing the kids. They're not just letting them cross themselves or anything. And make sure they're doing their job right.
And what kind of reward do you get for doing all of that?
All the safeties in winter, on the cold days, we'd usually get hot chocolate, and we go on some field trips. We're supposedly going to go to a Tigers game soon, and we went to the circus, I think.
Wow, that's pretty good, isn't it? Who's your teacher over at Ford School?
Mrs. Pytel.
I bet she's really proud of you, isn't she?
Yeah.
You must be a helper in her class. And Mrs. Pytel is what grade?
5th.
5th grade, so you still could be captain next year.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get selected as captain?
She just picks a safety that's doing a good job, and she selects him as captain.
Wow. Well, you're certainly doing a great job, or you wouldn't be sitting here today. Any big plans for the summer?
Not really. My mom likes going camping, so we usually go with her. It's fun.
Oh, yeah, it is fun. Those are some great experiences. Hopefully you'll have some real good weather coming up to be able to do that. And we also have from the same school, Ford School, another young man, and you said something nice about this young man before, so before we introduce him, I want you to repeat what you said.
I said that he's probably one of our best safeties on the squad.
What a compliment. And that compliment is for your name?
David Riley.
David Riley. What class, David?
Miss Proberski's class.
And Miss Proberski teaches which grade?
6th.
So you're a 6th grader. You're sort of last couple months over there at Ford School. That must be kind of scary. So then you're going to go over to?
Beecher.
Beecher. That's a big jump. Well, do you know why you were selected as a Hazel Hero, David?
Because of my safety post and make sure the kids get across safely.
Where's your post?
On Hughes and George.
Oh, that's a pretty busy spot there, too, so you've got a big responsibility.
And what Brian said, I really think he's one of the best safeties instead because he's the one who has to walk around. He stays out longer than anybody else.
Well, it sounds like you guys
So
really like
he
each
deserves
other.
it. He deserves it.
That's a nice compliment. You guys are really good for each other, you know? You ought to go on the road with this act. Great. Any big plans for the summer for you?
Not really.
Not really? Any big things that you enjoyed during your school year at Ford or during any of your years at Ford?
Yeah, when we go on field trips and stuff.
Field trips, you like those? Anyone in particular that you're remembering?
Last year, when I was in Miss Pytel's class, we went to the Henry Ford Museum, and that was neat.
They got a lot of nice stuff there, don't they?
And that was my favorite one.
Well, hopefully you'll get to go there again someday. Well, David, it's nice to have you here with us. Can you say hi to anybody out there?
Yeah, my mom.
I bet Mom's real proud of you, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she should be. You're a good kid. Nice to have you here. Thank you for being a Hazel Hero, both of you. Let's go over here now. We're going to talk to some youngsters who are coming to us from Hoover School. And first of all, we have...
Michael Adler.
Well, good morning, Michael Adler. How are you?
Fine.
Michael, what grade are you in?
3rd.
Who's your teacher?
Mrs. Morrison.
Oh, Mrs. Morrison's a really good friend of mine. You take her a message? Tell her I said hello when you go back?
Yeah.
Tell her you know something about her, that we play cards together.
Okay.
Okay, you tell her that and see what she says. Michael, why are you selected as a Hazel Hero?
Because I got straight A's every time of the semesters.
Straight A's? You must have to work awfully hard to do that.
Yeah.
You like working hard?
No.
So what makes you do it?
I don't know.
Well, you have some great motivation. Is
Mhm.
there any things that Mrs. Morrison does in her classroom you like?
Yeah, our field trips and our spelling stuff.
What do you mean spelling stuff? What do you like about it?
It's easy for me to do.
Wow. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Mhm.
Anything else you'd like to share with us that you've had fun doing this year?
No, not really.
How about in the summer? Any big plans that you know about?
No, not yet.
Well, you need some time off just to rest up from all your hard work, right?
Mhm.
So you can come back in 4th grade and do the same outstanding job.
Mhm.
Well, it's a pleasure having you here. You're sure an example to all the other kids who are at Hoover School.
Mm.
Anybody you'd like to say hello to?
My mom and my dad.
I'm sure they're real proud of you.
Yeah.
Nice to have you, Michael. And last in this nice bunch, we have this lovely young lady whose name is
Kristina. Kristina Zick.
Kristina Zick. What grade are you in, Kristina?
First,
1st grade. Who's your teacher?
Mrs. Allen.
Mrs. Allen. Do you know why you were selected?
Yeah, 'cause I put effort into my work and I always finish it.
You always finish it? Tell me the truth. Are there any times you missed finishing something? Not once. You're amazing. What kind of things do you do in her classroom that you like?
We get to pick up our hermit crabs
Ooh,
and our turtle.
a turtle also? How big's the turtle? It's a big one or one of the littler ones?
It's a box turtle.
Oh, so it's good size. How about the hermit crabs? How big are they?
The biggest one is Scuttle, and we have 3 hermit crabs. We have Scuttle, Ariel, and Sebastian, I think.
Did you ever see them change shells? That's really wild, huh?
I got one myself.
You do? Wow, well, you know a whole lot about them then, don't you? Kristina, do you have any good things you're going to do this summer? What's that?
I'm going to Florida.
Wow. You got relatives there you're going to visit, or?
My grandpa and grandma.
Oh, that makes it real special, doesn't it? Well, after all your hard work and getting all that work done, you deserve a vacation, don't you?
Mhm.
Well, we're real proud of you, so thank you for coming and being a Hazel hero. That's our Hazel heroes from Hoover School and Ford School. Thanks, guys. Now we're going to speak to our Hazel heroes who come to us from Edison School and from Webster School. First, we're going to speak with our nice young lady who's dressed up so pretty. You look like summer is sitting right here in the studio. And your name is?
Laura Brown.
Well, good morning, Laura. How are you?
Fine.
You don't look as scared now. Nice big smile. Laura, why were you selected as a Hazel hero?
So I help Miss Mako and stay after school and help my friends at school.
You stay after school. Does Miss Mako make you stay after school?
No,
Then why are you there?
so I want to help her after school.
That's wonderful. How do you help her? What kind of things do you do?
I put up the chairs and pick up all the hangers from the floor.
Anything else?
No,
No? Who's your teacher?
Miss Mako.
So you get to stay right with your favorite person, huh? What grade is Miss
Third.
Mako?
And second.
Second and third? So that's what we call a split, isn't it? Where you have some students who are from both grade levels working together. That's kind of fun sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things did you do in Miss Mako's class that you liked this year?
Reading, working around there, and then a reading notebook, and I think that's all.
What's your reading notebook? I've not heard anybody say that before.
You answer all these questions with the blanks, and there's speech in it, and you have to correct the language.
Wow, so you get to do a whole lot of things. That's part of the new reading book series this year, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like those better than the old ones? Do you
Yeah.
remember? Well, I'm glad. Is there anybody out there you'd like to say hello to this morning?
My mom and my dad and maybe my brother.
Maybe your brother? Well, I'm sure they're all very proud of you. It's nice to have you here this morning. Thanks for being here. Next, we're going to speak to a young lady who comes to us from Webster School, and I just love this smile. You look so cheerful. In fact, that's one of the things they said about you, wasn't it? Your name is?
Shara Kostinko.
Shara. And Shara, whose classroom are you in?
Miss Price's.
Miss Price's, and her grade is?
4th.
So you do a lot of hard work this year, don't you? What were some of the hard things you had to do?
Math, reading, and science.
Which one's the worst?
The worst, math.
Math? Why? What were you doing in math that was so hard?
Well, first decimals, and then we had to do fractions and division and times, hard times, and everything.
Ooh, I bet you had to do long division, too, with all the carrying. That's hard to get straight, isn't it? But you did a great job on it, I'm sure. Why are you selected as a Hazel hero?
Because I'm a service squad for my old teacher, and I was there every day, and I'm there in the mornings.
Who's your old teacher? I bet she's going to love hearing that.
Miss Tack.
Miss Tack. You mean the teacher you had before, not that she's an old lady, right? Miss Tack's not a very old lady. She's a friend of mine, so you go back and tell her I said hello, okay? Tell her she's very lucky to have a nice young lady like you, and she said that you were always so cheerful and helpful that she was really pleased you were her service squad person. Any big plans for the summer?
No, not really.
Not going to take it easy and play and have a
Well,
good time?
I might play with some of my friends.
That's good. Anybody you want to say hi to?
My mom, dad, and my sisters.
Well, I bet they're all proud of you, right? They should be. They should be. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
See, it wasn't so bad, was it?
No.
We have one other big guy coming to us from Webster School, and over here we have...
Mike O'Neill.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Good.
Hey, Mike, you did something pretty special to earn your award as a Hazel hero. What was that?
I found a wallet on the gym floor, and I turned it into the office.
That wallet belonged to anybody that you knew?
No.
Just another student in your school?
Yeah.
That was pretty special. Did you ever kind of think twice about it, where maybe you thought, oh, nobody will know if I keep it or not?
No, I just turned it in because that would be mean if I kept it.
You're right, and I'm glad to hear you say that. You did the right thing. Who's your teacher?
Mr. Patrick, and I got 2 teachers. One's Mr. Patrick and one's Miss Henry.
Miss Henry and Mr. Petrick. What kind of things do you do with Mr. Petrick?
We do math, reading, social studies, language, and science.
Wow, a lot of hard stuff. What do you do with Miss Henry?
We do math, reading, language, journals, and what else do we do? And that's it.
What do you do in a journal? What does that mean?
We write what we did over the weekend on Monday, and on Friday we write what we did all week and stuff.
And then does she write anything back to you?
Yes.
It's kind of fun. It's like having a pen pal, only you know who it is.
Yep.
Any things you've enjoyed doing this year in school?
Social studies.
Social studies? What was that about that you enjoyed it?
We had to, we read the story and we had to draw pictures for it and stuff.
Do you remember what it was about?
No.
But you like the picture drawing, I bet.
Yes.
You got any big plans for your summer activities?
No.
No? Just going to hang out and get some time off, right?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you've worked awfully hard this year, so you probably need some time off. Anybody you want to say hi to?
Yeah, my mom and my dad and my 2 sisters.
Bet they're all proud of you, just like we are. It's nice to have you here, and it was nice to talk to these Hazel heroes from Webster School and from Edison School. We're also going to speak to this great group of kids who come to us from Clark School and also Longfellow School. First, we have with us a nice young gentleman who's here to tell us your name is?
Steve Kappota,
Steve. What grade are you in?
6th.
6th grade, so this is your last year at your school, isn't it? You're coming to us from Clark School, so it's your last year to be over there. How do you feel about that?
Happy.
It's time to get out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's your teacher, Steve?
Miss Kenyon.
Mrs. Kenyon. Do any fun things with Mrs. Kenyon?
Some science projects, field trips.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Well, we built bridges before. We went to Ford Mansion, stuff like that.
That sounds like pretty exciting stuff to learn about, isn't it? Hey, Steve, why are you a Hazel hero?
Because I was dependable, helpful, trustworthy.
Sounds like you're the kind of kid we'd all like to have in our schools.
So,
That's right. What kind of things did you do that was so helpful? Do you remember?
I used to stay, sometimes I used to stay after school, help Miss Kenyon around, stuff like that.
Just wherever you're needed, right?
Yeah.
Hey, gee, are you for hire that we can just call you and say, hey, we need you?
I don't know.
Probably for the right price, right? You looking forward to any big things when you move over to Webb School next year, Webb Junior High?
Not really. Just go to school.
Just go to school. Hope you do as great a job as you've done this year. Is there anybody you'd like to say hi to?
Oh, my mom, Dad, Miss Kenyon, Mr. Charm, and all the other people at Clark.
They'll be at Webb, though, won't they?
Yeah.
Pretty soon. It's not going to be long at all. Well, it's sure nice to have you here, and have a good summer, and then that move over to Webb won't seem so bad, will it?
No,
Congratulations on being a Hazel hero.
thanks.
Also from Clark School, we have this lovely young lady, and your name is?
Rachel Hardie.
Well, hi, Rachel. Rachel, you had a whole list of reasons why you were selected as a Hazel hero. Can you tell me what those were?
I was on the I'm on the cheerleading squad, and I'm in the service squad. I work in the kitchen at my school, and I won the spelling bee for Clark School.
For the whole school?
Yes, in the district spelling bee, I got in 3rd place.
My goodness, you're another wonderful speller. Did you see the young person we had on in the beginning who was also a spelling bee champion from his school?
Yes, I did.
You guys must really work on that. Did you practice a lot?
Yes.
Who helped you?
My mom, usually.
Well, you certainly had it pay off, didn't you? Hard work
Yes.
always pays off. What kind of things do you do in the kitchen over there at Clark School?
Well,
You make lunch for everybody?
we just pass it out to the kids.
Oh.
My friend Angie and I go down to the kitchen at noon, and we help Mrs. Roberts, who is in charge of the kitchen, and we get everything ready, and then when Mr. Barlow's ready, he calls the kids, and then we hand them out their lunches.
If you're so busy handing out all these lunches, do you ever get to eat?
Yes, I get to eat after we're done passing them out.
Oh. What did you do with the cheerleaders this year?
Well, at some of the basketball games, we'd make up certain chants, and sometimes, but not really, the audience would go along with it. And we're going to be marching in the parade also.
Oh, how fun. The Memorial Day parade,
Yeah.
right? You practicing up so you'll be able to do that?
Our first practice is on the 17th.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You certainly are a busy young lady. You're going to need this summer off just to get some energy back, aren't you?
hmm
Any big plans for the summer?
I'm on a dance team called the Parkerettes, and I'm going to be dancing during part of the summer.
That's a lot of hard work, too.
Yes, we go to a camp, and we learn some routines there. It's mainly just for fun.
Well, sounds like your fun is more like work. I don't know. Well, we're really proud that you're a Hazel hero, and I'm sure Clark School is proud of you. Your teacher would probably like you to say who she is, though.
My teacher is Mrs. Kenyon.
You're from the same class, huh?
Yes.
Well, Mrs. Kenyon's lucky that she has two such great students as you are being Hazel heroes. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And last, we have one more student that we'd like to talk to, and this young man represents Longfellow School. And your name is?
Jonathon Tanas,
Jonathon Tanas. Who's your teacher?
Miss King.
Mrs. King. She's a pretty neat lady, isn't she?
Yeah.
What kind of things do you do with her?
Reading, social studies, math, science, all fun things.
Any projects that you like better than other ones? Nothing in particular? You just like it all, right?
Yeah.
Jonathon, the report that indicated you were a Hazel hero from Longfellow said you did some pretty neat things. Can you tell me what those were?
On a razor blade knife, I walked a little closer home, and I found like a little bracelet.
You found a razor blade knife?
Yeah.
My goodness, where did you find that?
On my way to school.
And what did you do with that?
Turned it into the office.
Why did you decide to turn it in?
Because if anybody else had a hold of it, they'll hurt somebody with it.
That's right. That's a pretty dangerous item. You also found a bracelet?
Yeah.
Did you find it at the same time you found the knife?
No. It was one time, I was good at this one day, and I was helping this one lady carrying 24 pieces of pizza at her classroom right next to her car tire. I found that little bracelet.
Wow. And you turned that one in, too. You're a pretty responsible guy.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you walked somebody to school. Who's that?
It's a little girl. She's my next-door neighbor.
Every day?
Yeah, she's 6 years old.
Wow. You have to be awfully dependable in order to be able to do things like that. Yep. You also have another teacher that you see sometimes. Who's that?
Miss Bonich.
Miss Bonich thinks a whole lot of you. She likes you a whole bunch.
Yeah.
What kind of things do you do with Miss Bonich?
Go to the gym, I go outside, I read outside, reading outside. I just do almost everything at Miss King's.
Do a lot of hard work. You going to do any fun things this summer?
Yeah.
Like what?
Go to Chicago.
Chicago? Wow. Does Mom know about this?
Yeah. Well, she may be shocked right now.
Chicago sounds like a pretty fun place, doesn't it? Have you been there before?
Many times on vacations.
Oh.
That's why I like it so much.
Well, hopefully you'll get to spend some time there again this summer, I think after being a Hazel hero, maybe you deserve it.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you. Thank you for being a Hazel hero with us. And that's our Hazel heroes from Longfellow and from Clark School. In this portion of our program, we're going to introduce our very special Hazel heroes to the big guy for the school district. This is Mr. Mel Rasmussen, who is the school district superintendent for Hazel Park. And also we have helping give out the shirts that the youngsters have received, Mrs. Ann Bashinsky, who is our community education coordinator. So thank you both for being here. And youngsters, whenever you're ready.
Okay, Laura Brown. Congratulations, Laura. Michael O'Neill. Congratulations, Michael. Shara Kostinko. Congratulations, Shara. Alan Williams. Way to go, Alan. Danielle Hawkins. Congratulations, Danielle.
You're welcome.
Todd Papineau. Congratulations, Todd.
Thanks. There you go, Todd.
Kathleen Mough. Congratulations, Kathleen. David Riley. Congratulations, David. Brian Messer. Congratulations, Brian.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Michael Adler. Congratulations, Michael. Kristina Zick. Congratulations, Kristina. Jonathon Tanas. Congratulations, Jonathan. Rachel Hardie. Congratulations, Rachel. And Steve Kappota. Congratulations, Steve.
Well, this has been Hazel's Heroes for May of 1993. Unfortunately, this is our last Hazel Hero for this school year, so please watch for us. We'll be back in the fall with another episode of Hazel's Heroes.